each year on police officers to go to students.
Let's put that money into education programs for our children.
They'd also rather have a full-time nurse at every school instead of officers.
Schools are not correctional facilities. Schools are places where kids have the opportunity to make mistakes and not be penalized for the rest of their lives.
Right now, she's still traumatized. I'm still taking her to counseling.
Laurencio Howard says officers beat and tased his daughter at school last year after she didn't put her cell phone away.
She always asked me, Dad, they were supposed to protect me. Why were they beating me like that?
The Board of Education could bring up the issue again next month, and it could leave it up to each school to decide if they want officers. Reporting live at CPS headquarters, Patrick Fazio, NBC5 News.
Patrick, thanks. The reward is growing for clues in tracking down the gunman who killed a 3-year-old boy. Makai James was shot and killed Saturday riding in a car with his stepfather in the Austin neighborhood. Today, his mother said she was talking with her family about giving her kids a better life when she got the call that her son had been shot.
I'm going to try to give you everything. And I was planning to do better for you, baby.
Police believe Makai's stepfather was the intended target. The reward for his killer is now $13,000. Happening tonight, the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Ida B. Wells is finally reopened. A silent sit-in closed the streets for about 8 hours. A post by a Black Rising group said they held a peaceful protest. They claim the intersection to symbolize the silence that happens when black women go missing.
Now an exclusive television interview with the Good Samaritan who stepped in to stop looters from ransacking a liquor store. The owner of Warehouse Liquors has been searching for this young woman who risked her life to protect his store. NBC5's Natalie Martinez spoke with the brave woman named Cece.
She's shy but mighty. Ciandra Porter, Cece, put herself directly in harm's way overnight on May 31st when, after a peaceful protest, looters ravaged this South Loop liquor store.
I didn't feel like I put my life on the line. I just felt like I was just protecting another human being.
That human being was Gene Charness. He's the man you see here getting pummeled by intruders at Warehouse Liquors.
And guys that had attacked came back again, but they were threatening me.
Instead of running, Cece decided to stand in front of the gutted shop for 2 hours.
This is my store. I work here. Don't do this.
They eventually stopped. Cece slipped away as quietly as she came in. The owners had warned her to protect herself, got her first name, but didn't get to thank her.
I feel like it was something that needed to be done.
For weeks, the family wondered if Cece would show up so they could properly thank her. Then on Father's Day weekend, she and Dad went back.
Okay, I did a good deed. Okay, just move on from it. So, like, I had to talk it over with my dad. I'm like, he's like, they really want to meet you.
Thinking about somebody else, and that's what she always does. Just totally selfless. So, it was no surprise.
It's in the bloodline, all right. You're always supposed to protect people.
Who's to say I didn't make a change in their life? Maybe, my one voice can be heard.
The Hickory Hills nursing student tells me she couldn't bear to see the peaceful protests end this way, and if she was going to be part of history, she was going to be on the right side of it. In the South Loop, Natalie Martinez, NBC5 News.
CC is so impressive. Our thanks to Natalie. Now the road to recovery. Illinois saw a slight rise in coronavirus cases today. The state reports 715 people tested positive. That is the highest daily number in the past 2 weeks, and the positivity rate rises from 2 to 3%.
NBC5 investigates the Trump administration's decision to pull federal funding for some testing sites here in Illinois. It comes just days after President Trump's Tulsa rally when the president said he wants to slow the testing down. Federal authorities insist that has long been the plan. But some public health officials are warning this could not come at a worse time in the pandemic.
What we want to make sure is the testing's widely available and free to people, across our state.
4 other states are also losing federal funding of testing sites.
The numbers in Indiana remain fairly steady tonight. The state reports another 281 people tested positive, but there's been a major shift in who is contracting the virus. The governor says it's more young people now, with roughly 30% under the age of 29. A beloved Indiana attraction's making a comeback. Indiana Beach reopened Saturday. The 94-year-old amusement park is located on the shores of Lake Schaefer in Monticello. It's new owners from the Chicago area, and he used to go there as a kid.
He is just
old school, nostalgic Americana just really saw this opportunity to save this park.
Indiana Beach opens Saturday with limited capacity to facilitate social distancing. Reservations can be made online.
More numbers now across the country. States are shattering coronavirus records. Yesterday, the U.S. recorded 36,000 new cases, the highest one-day total in 2 months. In Florida today, a record 5,500 new cases there. California, Texas, and Arizona are also sounding alarms tonight.
That's my biggest concern right now, is that with the trend line that we see, we're going to really be going over our hospital capacity.
The spikes are so alarming that New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut will require out-of-state visitors to quarantine for 2 weeks if they travel from a hotspot. A list that includes 9 states so far. That begins at midnight.
Happening tonight, we're hearing from college baseball players stuck in limbo after Chicago State University decides to eliminate its baseball program. NBC5's Lexi Suter spoke with one athlete and his family. They are outraged about the sudden decision to drop the sport.
Baseball is in Reggie Brock's blood.
It means a lot to me, actually, because like baseball, just as an inner city kid, got me off the streets of Chicago and gave me the opportunity to just be a ball player and support my city.
The 21-year-old outfielder was living out his dream at Chicago State University, just as his dad did. But this week, he learned that dream is done. CSU voted to cut its baseball program, replacing it with men's soccer as a way to save money. But that means losing student athletes like Reggie.
It would definitely be the same, because I definitely, gravitated towards Chicago State a lot and met a lot of great people and, made a lot of great friends. So, that experience alone just was great. But I might not experience that ever again, so it's sad.
In a public letter, athletic director Elliot Charles says, quote, "This was a difficult decision and not one we arrived at lightly. CSU will continue providing scholarships for its baseball players who choose to stick around, but many, like Reggie, are hustling on the field to create their future. He's now looking for a new team to take him in."
I definitely want to, see my mom come to games again, because it's not far from my home. But, now I may have to go a little farther now, and, it's going to be harder for my family to actually see me play baseball again.
Reggie has to make a decision fast. He tells me he is talking to a couple of different schools and hopes to make a move by the fall. But because of coronavirus, it's not that easy. Many rosters are full with players who missed this last season and now have an extra year of eligibility. Lexi Suter, NBC5 News.
Wish him all the best.